Are you wondering if your credit will go down if they run it at a dealership? Then this is for you. The simple and super quick answer, yes. That's it. Video's over. But then you realize the answer is also no. We should probably figure this out. My name is Mark Beneke, a proud member of the Westland Auto team. I've been in the car and credit industry for nearly 20 years now, specifically the buy here, pay here world, and I want to share the information that I've learned over the years with you. In today's video, we're going to cover how credit inquiries work, also known as running your credit at a dealership. By the end of the video, you should know the difference between hard and soft inquiries, the amount of time an inquiry impacts your score, and what we call a shopping window. You'll be able to use all of this to make sure that your credit score doesn't drop more than it should. So first things first, what is a credit inquiry? Anytime that you apply for any kind of loan, you have what's called an inquiry on your credit profile. An inquiry means the act of asking for information. So in this case, since you're car shopping, this inquiry allows the dealership to look at your credit score and your previous accounts to get an accurate idea of who you are as a borrower. They can then use your credit profile to select the lenders that they work with who are best suited for you. But the act of asking for your information, the inquiry, is not exclusive to dealerships. This is for credit cards, personal loans, home loans, or any other type of loan. Now that you know what a credit inquiry is, we get into something a whole lot more interesting. The type of inquiry that they request. Hard and soft inquiries. And since we're in the topic of buying a car at a dealership, I'll continue using dealerships as an example. But remember that it applies to any other type of loan as well. Now, the most common type of inquiry is called a hard inquiry. This is when the dealership or the lender that they send it out to requests a full credit profile. This request is stamped on your credit report for everyone else to see. Think of it as if they were sending out a signal for any other potential lenders to see that you have applied with them. Each hard inquiry can lower your score by 5 to 10 points. So this would be the type of inquiry that could cause your credit score to go down when they run it at a dealership. But there's also what's called a soft inquiry. This provides the dealership and their lenders your credit report, but it doesn't show up there afterwards. So it's kind of like a secret between you and them. No other dealership will know that they pulled your credit, so there's no negative impact on your score. You'll find these types of inquiries used a lot with those pre-approved credit cards or pre-approved personal loans, but it doesn't happen as much with car dealerships unless you request it. So here's a quick tip for you. Before you proceed with finalizing the application, ask them to run a soft inquiry instead. If they have it available, it still provides them a very good idea of which one of the lenders they should actually send it out to. And if they end up realizing that they may not have any options available for you, then there's no harm to your credit score. Which brings us to point number 2, the temporary impact. Inquiries are typically the least impactful derogatory mark on your credit score. Now, when you're in the cusp of good to great credit, 10 to 20 points can make a very big difference. So timing things properly plays a big part. But the good thing is that the negative effects of a credit inquiry drop off the fastest of them all. They officially stay on your credit report for 2 years. But as long as you haven't been irresponsible with other areas, its effects lower over time, and after about a year, there's almost no negative impact. The 2 key things here are making sure that you're working on all of the other areas of your credit to keep it at a healthy level so that that small point difference doesn't tip you over the edge on one direction or another. And also making sure that you take advantage of the shopping window. If you're having car dealerships pull hard inquiries multiple times over the course of the 2 years, you're going to keep that negative effect really high. And you're going to keep getting your score to drop over and over and over again. But there's this small period that you're provided that can help you make sure that that doesn't happen. I call this the shopping window. This window of time allows for your score to only be affected once, even if you run it 20 or more times. Here's how it works. When you apply for a loan, you send out a signal to everybody. In this case, you're telling them, I have decided that I'm buying a car. Now, realistically, you're not just going to buy the very first car that's presented to you. You're going to be a smart cookie and explore your options. Which, if you're not exploring your options, I will tell you, start now. So let's assume you will take my advice and start exploring all of your options. Credit scoring models like FICO and Vantage scores recognize that this is a big reality as well. So they provide you a 2 to 3 week window to make sure that you can go out there and explore your options. So what does that mean? During those 2 to 3 weeks, your credit score will only be affected one time. You could go to 50 different dealerships and have them push out your application to over 100 lenders, and your score will only drop once. So in other words, your credit score will only be affected by 5 to 10 points. Cool, right? But if you start dragging your feet and you fall outside of the window, this is when your credit score will start taking more than one hit. So let's say that you've had your credit score ran over 150 times and you fell outside of that shopping window and you're now on week 4. Well, now the new inquiries will start dropping your score by 5 to 10 points each time. Not cool, right? So the trick is really just making sure that you purchase what you intended to purchase within your window of time. Easy peasy, right? All right, now let's cover everything to make sure that it sticks. To answer the primary question that you are wondering about, your credit score can go down when they run it at a dealership, but that's based on whether they run a hard or soft inquiry. A hard inquiry will be hard on your credit score. It'll typically drop it by 5 to 10 points and stay on your credit history for 2 years. So the trick is making sure that you request that the dealership run a soft inquiry until you've got something more concrete. But the biggest trick is making sure that you use the shopping window that's available to you. You have to make sure that you're ready to buy a car and can devote the time necessary in order for you to go and explore your options during that 2 to 3 week window. This way, you can keep multiple inquiries to count as only one. This will make sure that your credit score will stay as healthy as possible and give you all of the best options. But it's not the only thing. In fact, there's quite a bit more things that can help protect your credit score a lot more while you're car shopping. So in order to learn what those are, we made this video right here. Go ahead, go watch it. I'm waiting. Thanks, and I will see you there. Okay, bye.